Welcome to the Unleash Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Anastasia Jones, creativity mentor, author, and limiting belief gladiator. My purpose is to help you transcend fear, take bold, aligned action, and co-create the life and business of your wildest dreams. The world needs your art now more than ever. And if you're ready to embody the creative force within you, then you're in the right place. Now is the time to make your mark. Now is the time to unleash your power. I awoke to the blue light of dawn. There was a gentle fog that softly hung in the air. The house was silent, but the small sounds of the morning were kind of muffled inside my bedroom. So I arose from my bed, and I knew that this morning was different. I knew this morning was special. I opened my bedroom door, and I saw my family members sleeping in every corner of the house. An uncle on the couch here, a cousin on the floor over there. There was no corner of the house that was left unoccupied. So I quietly made my way through the living room, taking care so as not to wake any of their peaceful faces. I didn't want to disturb their slumber. And just before I made it to the front door, I saw my grandmother laying comfortably on a mat on the floor. And I said, "Mama?" And she looked up at me with her sweet, loving eyes and said so clearly, "Wake up every day, hungry for the presence of God." And all I could do was stare. All I could do was listen and just watch her in awe as she cozied back up and fell back asleep. Stunned, I stepped outside and took a very deep breath. I breathed the fresh air into my lungs. And I looked out in the front yard, saw the flag that was at half-mast. And just then, my brother ran past me, so full of joy and excitement. And he was saying, "Did you hear? Did you hear? It's a miracle. She's been raised from the dead." And he raised the flag back to its place. What I just shared with you sounds like a memory, but it's far more than that. It's a dream. My grandmother passed away sophomore year of college, and I love that woman so dearly. Honestly, it was really hard for me to write this. I wept the entire time. And I had that dream years after she passed. And I remember getting the call that she was really sick. She'd been sick growing up. She had cancer and a few other things that I can't remember. I was so small. But I remember the call that I received sophomore year of college when she was really sick. And my mother said, "It's time for you to make the trip back home." I was in university in Florida and had to make my way to Boston. I wanted to see her and say goodbye. I was a complete wreck. I couldn't focus on my classes that day. I was also a broke college student and had a hard time. I didn't have the money for a ticket. And I remember my roommate's mom so graciously putting me on a plane to visit my family. And she said to my roommate, "She has to go. So she got my ticket and she sent me home. And when I arrived in the hotel room where my mother and my uncles and my sister and brother and family were, my mother pulled me aside and told me that Mayma had already passed before I ever had a chance to say goodbye. And I was so sad. I was so angry. And ultimately, I was heartbroken. But now I know without a shadow of a doubt that goodbye wasn't necessary. And my dream showed me that she lives. Her spirit lives. And even now, as I'm sharing this with you, I just feel my love for her and her love for me. And it's just like, oh, it just is so secure in my heart. And I can't help but think that that is what life and death is all about. Feeling your love for them, feeling their love for you continually, even beyond the scope of what we can imagine, what we can perceive. And I've always been fascinated by dreaming. Actually, as a kid, I was obsessed with it. And I grew up in church hearing about the dreams in the Bible and, the kings and the princes and the dreams that were given to people to help guide them and show them the way. And I vividly remember standing in my bedroom, my toes curled around the tan carpet and praying, God, I want you to give me dreams. Give me dreams. I want to dream dreams too. In fact, my brother and I, we slept in bunk beds growing up, and the last words out of our little mouths before we fell asleep every single night were, see you in dreamland. Somehow I knew that there was so much more to sleep and dreams than meets the eye. We'd wake up in the morning and talk about what we dreamt about. And I remember having the same dreams as him sometimes. My life has been marked by this spiritual gift. I have had more dreams, more unexplainable spiritual experiences than I can even count. And I consider myself to be blessed to say so. I've had experiences that have left me in awe and with so many questions. I've had experiences that have strengthened this deep knowing inside of me. And while I have absolutely no idea how it all works together, I know for sure that this gift, this spiritual human experience, is a part of something so much greater than I can ever imagine. Love speaks to me through dreams. Through dreams, it teaches me. Through dreams, love encourages me. Love guides me. Love warns me. Love shows me the way. Through dreams, love helps me face my fears. Love comforts me. And honestly, sharing this with you here now, it feels odd and frankly a little uncomfortable. But I know that there are more than one of you listening that can hopefully relate to experiencing love in a way that you can't logically make sense of. And my friend, I don't know how it all works. And frankly, I don't think we're supposed to. I've had so many dreams and experiences like this one. I've had dreams of relatives, both sides of heaven, alive and ascended. I've had dreams of friends, dreams of strangers. And I know that there's more to this human experience that meets the eye. There's more to this thing called life than we know and can logically explain. And I believe that somewhere, nestled so lovingly between what we know and what we don't, that's where all the good stuff is. Thank you for listening. This podcast is powered by the generosity of our listeners. Visit the link in the show notes to donate and learn more. Hey friend, thanks for listening. I'm so happy you're here. If this episode helped you in any way, please take a screenshot, share it with a friend, post it to social media, and better yet, why don't you leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening from? My desire is to activate as many creatives as possible. And if you are looking for additional support on your creative journey, you can always connect with me on Instagram at AnastasiaRJD. Or visit the links in the show notes. We've got free resources to reignite your creativity and soul-centered ways that we can continue to work together. I'll see you again next week. Same time, same place.